So far this year, we've gotten some pretty good RPGs, and honestly, in the last couple of years, we've gotten some pretty okay RPG releases. Not JRPGs, those are usually, at least in my opinion, better than RPGs, and I like those more, but for regular old RPGs, we are getting a new one that has been rumored for a long time, probably about 2 years now, and this game finally got a big reveal for gameplay today. Of course, I'm talking about the blood of Dawnwalker. Being crafted by Rebel Wolves and NetEase somehow, this game looks to revolutionize RPG storytelling in a brand new dark fantasy vampire themed universe. And it's funny because I feel like I've heard of this game for so long, and I was scouring the internet this morning while I was at work trying to figure out how, and I stumbled upon a Reddit page, and it's basically an entire breakdown of Dawnwalker Origins is what the rumored title for this game was. And Rebel Wolves is a studio formed by CD Projekt Red veterans and people that worked, I believe, on The Witcher 3. But this is going to be a single player RPG, and we have finally gotten some gameplay for it. And I took notes for the first time on this YouTube channel, and I think it looks pretty good. In fact, I'd say that this looks borderline amazing in a lot of different ways. I'm pretty excited for a newcomer to make an RPG that has the potential to be really good. But that's kind of the theme of this game so far for me, is its potential. So we're gonna run through a little bit. This whole showcase was like 20 minutes long. I will link it in the description. I'll also link the Reddit page that I'm referencing in this video because this leaker got a lot of things right and they deserve credit for that. I don't know, I'm just a big credit guy. Anyway, forget it. So the kind of trailer gameplay thing starts off with some human combat, and I specify human because with this game having a vampire theme, there's gonna be different paths that you can follow, whether it's more human-based sword combat or vampire combat or both. I guess you'll get the choice. I guess, I don't know. The very start of the showcase, I can't fucking speak today, man. I'm sorry. The sword combat looked pretty satisfying, and at times it looked a little stiff, but this is really early footage, and you can see the different casting effects, and personally, I see kind of like the dust and the casting effects as a really cool opportunity to branch out combat in different ways. Hopefully, like other really big RPGs that we have, right? Skyrim, Obsidian, things like that, you'll be able to play through this game so many times with maybe not different classes, but just different abilities and attacks, really. That's something that really helps RPGs stay in the mainstream, is just being able to build your character differently. So far, I think the combat looks really solid for the human portion. The vampire portion looked a little more rough, to be honest, but that's the portion that I liked to watch more, if that makes sense. I'm a huge hand-to-hand, any sort of combat or claws is the way I would go with it. I think it looked kind of rough, but who cares? I mean, it's vampires. Fucking, like, we have no vampire games, okay? But hopefully they can really mesh through some of the weakness there. They then kind of went into the inventory menu, and it's just fine. This is kind of a bigger gripe I have with games in general, is I'm really tired of inventories being an entire menu. Like, I think The Last of Us is a great example of what an inventory should look like. Obviously, that is a completely different game, so it doesn't really work for RPGs. But if inventories are going to look like this, I wish they would do it kind of like The Forest, where it is a separate menu, but it kind of still looks like you're rummaging through a backpack or something. I don't know, man. That's not something that the game's at fault, though. That's just my own fucking brain being stupid. Graphically, I'm actually really impressed. I think the game looks really solid for the build that we're watching. It's pre-beta footage, so it's basically alpha footage, I would say. Maybe a little past the alpha stage, but I think that graphically, this game is probably going to chug on PCs. It looks like one of those games, and again, I think this is Rebel Wolves' first game, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't run very well on PC. Then again, they're also being published by NetEase, so I mean, maybe they help them with that. I don't know. I feel like NetEase does a lot of microtransaction stuff. Their games usually, I think, run pretty well on PC. I don't know. The art style, too, is very nice. And it's kind of that realistic Witcher looking art style, and I'm here for it. I think that's a really great art style to have. That kind of goes hand in hand with the setting. I think this kind of, what is it, the 1400s Europe or something? Whatever, the past, I don't know, man. I failed history. The past setting works really well. I actually didn't fail history. I'm just really fucking stupid in my adult years. I apologize. This is a very cinematic feeling and story-driven feeling showcase that they gave us. So I'm just gonna assume that that's how a lot of the game will be. And it seems that way too with the different branches of quests and the time mechanic and everything. I'm here for that. The story seems very intense and dark. All of the dialogue that we got seemed to be on par, at least again, with what we got with games like The Witcher or Cyberpunk and good writing. And I'm very much okay with that. I do have a little bit of a fear about the time mechanic though. I don't know how I feel about certain quests. I think they either have like a time limit or you have to do them before a certain point and then they go away. A big kind of driving force with this game is that you're trying to save your family from something. The longer you progress in the game, like real time is passing in the game. So you only have a certain amount of time, I guess, to do everything and you have to leave people behind. Apparently, your choices are going to shape the game. And how many times have we heard that? Hopefully this game delivers with that though. I'm so sick and tired of your choices are going to shape the entire outcome of the story. And really, you have like 2 or 3 near the end of the game, and even like 2 of them are basically the same. Like, I just hope that if you can really kill off people no matter what, that would be really cool, I think. And again, I'm just fucking sick and tired of your choices matter and then they don't. I'm just an angry man today. I apologize. The map seems like it's very vast, and from what we were shown, the castle was huge. This just looks like it's a pretty big game. Now, the leaker who called this 2 years ago said that the game size is going to be close to the Blood and Wine expansion, which is The Witcher 3's DLC, right? So that's a pretty good size. That's a pretty decent size for an RPG. I mean, I'm okay with it. Like most other people, my only big gripe really was the camera angle. I mean, it's a video game, so pretty much every game now has a camera angle adjustment. So as long as I can change either the FOV or the angle of the camera, I am totally here for this, because the default angle we got was vomit inducing for me. Like, I was trying to sit there and watch the whole thing. I don't know if it was a vertigo or what. Maybe I was just not eating enough today, but I just kind of felt a little sick especially with the vampire combat section. I just wasn't a fan. But something that they did at the very end of the showcase topped everything off for me personally. They were trying to fight this more older evil vampire enemy. You know, the person playing the game died, and I think he was the president or whoever was giving the showcase, basically said that this one enemy is extremely hard at this stage of the game, but not impossible. And it's a good opportunity for players that like a little challenge. And I love when open world games do this. I'm not a fan really of loot having different stats. I've just never been a fan of that. That's why a lot of RPGs for me have taken a lot of time for me to get involved in. I'm not a fan of levels in games like this. So being able to have the opportunity to jump in front of a bad guy that's 20 levels over mine, but still being able to beat them, I'm here for that. You just have to play things perfectly. I think that makes the game, again, more fun on different playthroughs. Overall, I think for the stage of the build that we saw, which probably isn't even the newest build that they have, because a lot of times in showcases like this, they'll show 2 or 3 builds ago from where they are actually at, because that build is just smoother and it's a little more complete than the build they currently have. For the stage of the game that we have, I think it was really solid. And we do have to kind of just acknowledge that for the showcase, the gameplay and the footage and everything that was shown was handpicked for this, right? This was a pre-recorded 20-minute long edited video. So they probably picked parts that looked really well. I don't want people to get their hopes up a lot and get burned, because Cyberpunk did that shit for 10 years. Okay. And this studio is formed by CD Projekt Red veterans, which is the same studio. And I say that as someone who fucking loves Cyberpunk, okay? I call you guys chooms for a reason, right? But just in general, I think the game looks real and it feels like it is crafted well. I'm excited to see what else we get to see before this game comes out next year. I really don't think that this game is going to be an early 2026 game. I think this game is coming out in probably holiday of 2026. 2026. It might even miss the Game Awards, like Game of the Year entry window because of its release date. I'm thinking it's that late. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're excited for the Blood of Dawnwalker, drop it in the comment section. If you have some reservations, that's totally okay. I mean, again, like I've mentioned before in this video, this is a team made by CD Projekt Red veterans. Personally, I'm excited for it. I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much. I really want to be able to play this game, so hopefully it's real and hopefully it releases next year. But I can also see this game probably getting pushed to 2027 just because of how ambitious it is. Anyways, thank you guys so much, seriously, for everything. The last like 3 weeks to a month of growth and views and money on this channel has been really fucking cool to see. And I just really fucking appreciate you guys. I say it in like all of these videos, but we are, I think right now, about 400 to 500 subscribers away from 10,000. So if you are new, go ahead and drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world. This has been Nate, otherwise known as Wicked, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.